What's up, guys? This is Heiss. We're again in Houston, Texas, taking a look at perhaps one of the most incredible utilizations of space. If you've ever thought you didn't have enough space for a model railroad, this N-scale layout is kind of incredible. It's built into the roof kind of crawl space attic situation of a shop. So right above my lovely cameraman here are actually yards that can store mile-long trains in N-scale. And then it runs from there up these stairs and into one of the, I always say most unique, but it is just unique. One of the coolest things I've ever seen. Let's go check it out. That's right, we're at Tuffy Henderson's amazing N-scale layout in Houston, Texas. The only way to describe it is...
We kid Tuffy that if he ever has an automobile accident, the doctor's saying, we're sorry, you lost your lower legs.
Perfect!
That's fine. No problem.
So this is the rest of the layout. And when we came up here, your jaw hit the floor right away, because it's spectacular and it's well scened, it's well lit, everything's thought out, and it's the coolest utilization of space I've ever seen. It's so cool. So primarily BNSF, KCS, N-scale running mile-long trains.
Yeah.
In the smallest vertical space I've ever seen a layout in. This layout is not just an incredible use of space, it also features an extremely detailed scene, train cars, and flexible operations with features like this.
It's a step over, not a duck under. This is starting to tie in. I'm getting my switches. This will be the last thing I do because it's, I wanted to finish that other end.
Sure.
At 70 years old, it's getting harder and harder.
I was gonna say, this is definitely a layout where you want to keep flexible.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and the whole shop over here, this whole complex. That's so cool. The burnt down trestle below the new steel bridges. That's such a cool detail. Mm-hmm. And the bed folds down. Okay.
This was a
I did about
long process getting these cars.
I believe it.
All individual road numbers.
Every single one of them?
All the whole layout.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I called probably about 200 cars over the last 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
Been working on getting everything. The only train I have a wind turbine blade. 9-foot flat car. Flat cars are the same as my pipe train. I've got a pipe train.
Right. Cool.
Here's some of my pipe train here.
Oh yeah, there it is.
You see it?
Oh yeah. It's nice that you can just pull up the camera feed.
Oh, it is.
That's cool.
This is all new too. I mean, the camera systems,
that wasn't even here the last time I was here.
Wow.
He's got it so that if he's dying in the hospital, he can still run his train.
Well, you gotta have that. You gotta have it, man. Yeah. Seeing a mile-long train on a model railroad is about one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like, maybe you see it at a module club at a show, but...
On a home layout.
On a home layout.
That's
brilliant.
I mean, hell, it's kind of like, with Eddie's, if he went N-scale, could you imagine this?
Oh my word. That would be out of control.
And to think it almost happened, he said.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said when he first started the layout, he had 65 cars of HO and 65 cars of N.
Yeah.
And?
So
he picked HO. Yeah.
Oh.
He agrees that SN3 is the better narrow gauge scale, though.
Yes.
So.
I was there one time with Eddie Carroll and Chuck Lynn standing side by side, and I was in the middle, and I said, I wonder who's got more plaster on their layout. Don't ever get that started.
Hey, yard, this last 20 inches, that's the last I have to ballast. Well, I've got the mains ballasted, but my two siding, I'm wiring in these lights, and I had to run them across, so I'm going to have to finish up tying my lights in before I can finish my... But that's all landscaped, it's all ballasted.
That's so... Even up in the glass cage.
Yeah.
The most popular time for this layout is when the circus comes to town. and the dwarfs come out, and the real tall people, the stilts, they're at home. They just fit right.
Everyone fits right in. Everyone's got their place.
They had to put, I put mirrors.
That's just smart, yeah.
The ceiling's got some sloped mirrors, that way when you're standing down,
You can actually see it, right.
Look down on it. And the same with West Yard too. And each one of these panels, they just lift right out.
Sure.
And set in.
That way you can re-rail something should you have to, knock on wood.
It's just this end and that end is really the main thing. Everything else runs
It's your standard yard that's 10 feet in the air.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it is the standard, I guess. I don't know anyone else who's got one.
And then West Yard is, I love this scene here. I took one of the lines and ran it inside along the river there. And
That's beautiful.
Hid the other.
And I love the fields being tilled actively. It's cool.
I've got, these are all going to have lights and a little flashing light and headlights and tail lights on them. I got them all wired. I just got to put the lights on the tractors now.
The amount of care done to the lighting to make it feel cohesive and everything. I mean, it's beautiful. All the effects. I mean,
well, what else would y'all like
Camp
to
and
see?
see.
Oh, that's cool. But there's so much detail packed in every. I mean, it's so overwhelming to just take a look at one little scene and then realize how much there is in detail. Oh my word. That's gorgeous.
Yep, these two this is kind of a kit bash type.
That's cool.
Yes, but I took that three-sided tower and used the brass. And
Nice.
made it for the four-side.
Wow. Well, I'd love to get down there. I haven't looked at the other end of it yet.
Oh yeah, you got to go check out the John Deere
Get in the chair
dealership.
here.
Get in the chair.
Get in the chair.
The mechanic's chair comes in
And then I
handy
was
here.
in,
It's quicker than cutting the legs
I
off.
was in Goliath,
It is.
and they,
Do, 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 do. As I started to take a look at the shorter end of the layout, another guest arrived. This time it was none other than Leighton Moreland, the groom, the man of the hour, to see this insane layout for the first time.
Hey, how you doing?
Very good, Leighton. Nice to meet you.
Leighton, this is ridiculous. This is absurd in the best way possible. This is the coolest utilization of space I've ever seen.
I was in Goliath, and they do a lot of the circular farm
Okay.
watering.
Yeah.
So I came home and scratch built that.
That's scratch built?
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah, some brass and piano wire, and
It takes a steady hand to make it that small. Wow.
it's designed. I can put a little motor on it.
It actually turns.
Oh, yeah, it
Oh,
turns
cool.
and roll. And then I want to put a little blinking light on it too.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, so when it does. Yeah. I just knocked my tower over, but yeah, it moves. I want to put me a tower on here.
Layout's equipped with PTC. Not only, I mean, it really genuinely is beautiful. The amount of work that it goes into and the amount of little details.
The Lionel underneath is a great touch.
It's very fun.
Oh my goodness, you even hit the little thing.
You need another chair. It's just ridiculous. Oh yeah, that folds down. And then there's the trains, and it's another scene. It's not just a flipped down axis. He's put a river in it.
A river runs through it.
It does.
Good.
We're gonna miss that.
That's amazing.
I feel like Dan in Jet Field Thunderbolt.
As soon as it gets
This is my house. This is amazing.
He was saying to me earlier that every single car on the layout is a unique road number. There's about 1,000 of them. And he's got one of my sad broken choo-choos.
Oh, cool.
He's got the 338, which is the locomotive that spent the most time at the shop.
This is such an amazing use of space.
Yeah, there's an echo in here.
This is so cool, and the Lionel underneath.
It's just fun.
That Lionel.
Oh, we love Lionel.
We like that.
We love 3-rail. Surprised when you crank up the ZW, the lights don't dim, though.
Unfortunately, flickering lights was actually foreshadowing. We ended up being in Houston when the derecho hit that actually knocked out most of the city's power, including Tuffy's, which we'll see later. And for more foreshadowing, Leighton's gonna talk about the chair, which we'll get to at the very end.
So wait, if this is N-scale layout here, then what do you access from the chair? Like what's up there?
That's the yards.
It goes out there. The west yard and Hague yard go out.
He's got 2 different yards out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it ridiculous?
You have 3 mains, and the blue main and the red main go out to the west yard. Any one of them can. Now it's all DCC.
Yeah.
So I can go anywhere.
Are you inspired by like anything in particular, or is this just this
No.
is what I want to do?
This is what
It's awesome.
The lights are great.
It's so well lit. It's so
Just
thoughtfully done.
yeah, everything is well done, and I already feel like every little detail, like nothing is done randomly. There's
Intention. Yeah.
My grandmother lived in Hearn, and we used to go there every summer. And the Hearn yard, and this was going to be a portable take.
Sure. Yeah. Show kind of thing. Yeah.
And I have other modulars that were going to do the same, and it never happened. So now it's basically all permanent.
Was the loft here already, and then you just put the layout in it, or?
I built this room. My son, when they were off to college, his friends come home, and he would usually stay over here. His friend would usually stay here instead of going to his parents.
Sure.
I built that as a bedroom.
Right.
That's what that was, and this was just a storeroom. Used to have a big old door here to bring in stuff. The trains were boxed up for like 17 years, raising my kid.
Yeah.
And
Now it's time.
And this is only 12 years old. All of it.
Wow. You've done a lot in 12 years. I mean, to get this far, that's so much
When
work.
you look at the book, as I do things, I did landscaping at the same time. Now, none of it is finished. I still got stop signs and signs, all that stuff still to do. I'm just now putting like these lights here.
Hey, look, I found a train.
I got my yard lights on the south end, and then I'm gonna do the yard lights on the north.
so cool.
North end.
This is inspirational. I mean, it really is.
This is added on this east yard. This 8 inches. I added it on recently.
That's cool.
I need anywhere from about 6 engines is the least, because I put my heels and stuff.
Sure. I noticed you had distributed power on most of the trains. Yeah.
Those are all working
Oh, wow.
too.
That's brilliant.
I'm guessing everything's speed matched as well.
Well, that's what I'm learning how and figuring out how to do. The new Broadway Limiteds with the ESU decoders.
Oh, that's what they're doing now?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes life easier.
Yeah. Well, I need somebody to show me how easy it is, because it's difficult for me.
Mark, can I trade places with you? So I can
Yes.
see the-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go check out the John Deere dealer.
It's so cool. I need to go. Blake was talking about the baseball field. I haven't looked at it yet.
See the baseball field?
No.
Okay, it's in the corner.
Batter up. Batter up.
Get a chair. These are HO. Just telling Jacob I was building the same thing this afternoon.
Oh, cool.
Didn't even know how they went together.
Huh?
Now I know.
There you go. Gotta love that.
Let's just squeeze in over there. I keep riding him about this city scene he needs to get going on. A good city scene in N-scale is about 60 hours a foot, so he's got a little work there.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I guess imagine the amount of buildings you gotta make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
average.
A lot of I've got probably 8 or 10 buildings that have lights in them. I just gotta run the power now and tie it all in.
Average N scale layout is about 30, 35 hours a foot, and then just landscape is about 10.
Sure.
But you get into city scenes.
It's dense. I mean, the amount of kits and structures and...
Well, if you put people down and
Right.
detail it out.
Oh my goodness, the baseball field is so cool.
Yeah.
Figures in N scale are itty bitty. Oh my word.
Well, one nice thing is when you get into Shapeway, start buying N scale.
Sure.
Things are $10, $20 a piece.
That's nice.
You look at HO, it's is mass
Right.
triples and
Right.
size doubles.
Yes.
So you're
The square
looking
cube law.
You're looking at $40, $50
Right.
for an item, and then in O, forget it. These are his mistakes here.
Wrong
Where he
scale.
ordered wrong scale.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Most people would take a shovel, go out back, and dig a little hole and bury their mistakes.
No, he's got him saved.
He puts them up on the rack.
There you go. That's funny.
Very humble. I asked him, I said, why do you have to put those up there to remember your mistakes? I said, you're married, aren't you?
I mean, this is the best kind of insanity.
Yeah.
No, I was telling him it's inspirational because, like,
It really is.
he took a space where everyone would go, no, you can't build a layout there. Are you crazy? And
Yes.
I am crazy, but I'm the good kind of crazy, damn it.
Exactly. And the little graffiti on the underside of the bridge.
There's graffiti on the underside of the bridge.
Well, on the supports, I guess.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, underneath rather than underside. That train it's still, the end of it is still at the other end of the yard.
Check out the heavy equipment and the tie downs he had.
Oh my goodness.
Individual line with tie bolts on it.
Oh my god. And all the custom loads are so cool. The P-51 and a Spitfire and
Took about 150 of these cars to Petticoat Junction last month
yeah.
and just showed all the detailed cars.
I mean, the amount of work that he's done on just the
Look at this,
cars. I am way too clumsy to do anything that fiddly small. That's
Does the detail.
insanity.
Yeah.
Like I said, insanity of the best flavor. I mean, really, genuinely.
But you can sit there and look at detail, and the longer you look, the more detail you see.
I know that some of the, like the heavy haul loads, the weird
All them custom.
3D print custom, I mean, it's just incredible. Focus, darn you.
I think his rain and thunderstorm effects are wonderful.
They're great.
That's looking that way. Listen to that thunder he's got. It's so realistic.
It is.
Your thunder sounds.
The rain.
Great.
You got that. You got that soundtrack's rolling thunder.
Yeah. What kind of speakers do you use for the sound effects?
I was just asking him how
They're-
to get the Zen scale thunder to sound so.
They're fantastic.
They go through the whole building. I mean, it's
You've heard of surround sound, right?
Word about the scale, the sound scaling down, but it's so realistic.
it seems so real. It almost you feel like you're gonna get wet.
I hope we don't. That's the I-beam of the building.
Oh, wow.
When I built this, that was just a drywall. And so I cut out the drywall there to get around the doorway. And I'm going, that's a lot of real estate. So
It is.
stick it in.
In the web of the beam.
Yeah. And
That's
what I
cool.
did is I've got little plywood panels.
Right.
So like this section is done with the lighting, but these other sections they'll be able to be all lit up too as I go.
So cool. And the only place you can stand up is in the stairwell. I've been just utterly spoiled today. Seeing Eddie's layout, seeing this. And then, I mean, it's... yeah, how could you, I mean, it's just art. It's fantastic.
So cool.
It's... I mean, I honest to God want to say that this is the coolest layout I've ever seen, but then I'm like, but God, Eddie's layout was so cool too. How do you pick?
Eddie's is a trip.
It's ridiculous.
You want to see some real Texas rain?
Sure.
You know hard rain from Left 4 Dead?
Why do they call it hard rain? Ah, yeah. Why do they call it hard rain?
Since we came down to admire the Texas storm, Tuffy wanted to show us the chair, which is suspended from the layout itself and allows him to go the full length of both of the yards and adjust any of the consists and re-rail and work on all the scenery. Unfortunately, this is right when the power went out, but thankfully, I got sent a cell phone clip of the chair in action. Seeing this layout in person was an absolute treat. Tuffy was a very welcoming host, his layout is absolutely amazing, and I really can't think of any better use of space that is simultaneously the best kind of insanity. The 2 yards that can store mile-long trains in N scale, 10 feet above the floor, and the fact that you have to almost army crawl around through the layout. It's truly a trip and definitely one to see if you're going to see any layouts in Houston. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will catch you all next time.